Hello everyone, I'm NPC Nate, and today I want to talk about TemTem. TemTem is described as a massively multiplayer creature collection adventure. Basically, it's a monster catching MMO. Now, if you think that sounds pretty cool, you'd be right. It is actually a very cool and very fun game, and I wanted to make this video to go over the basics of the game, what it is, and should you play it. TemTem is being developed by a Spanish company called Crema and is published by Humble. Crema began development back in 2018 after successfully funding the game on Kickstarter, and it was released into early access on Steam in January of 2020. Now, I've had my eye on this game for a long time, and I've been keeping up with the content in early access as it's been added. So I can tell you, this has already been a long journey for me to see the progress Crema has made. So now we are finally going to see TemTem launch into full release September 6th, 2022. And it'll be releasing not only on Steam, but Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X as well. And yes, it'll be cross-compatible. Now, I don't want to go too in-depth in this video. I just want to give you a general overview of the game. As I mentioned earlier, TemTem is a creature catching game, of which there are surely plenty these days. However, one unusual thing about this game is that all battles are duel battles, meaning each person will always have two creatures on the field at a time. This is so that players can easily team up and battle through the game together. But it also adds a bit more challenge to the game, because the main battle mechanic in TemTem revolves around creature types. Crema has been insistent since the beginning that their game will never involve any level of RNG and battling, and that whether you win or lose will depend on your strength and strategy. I myself have found this to be completely true, since I have been able to defeat stronger opponents with good type strategy. However, it can be a lot to keep track of, since there are 12 types, and some types are more effective against 2, 3, or even 4 other types. On top of that, many Tems have more than one type, as well as being able to use multiple types of attacks. This means that TemTem battles can get incredibly strategic, and I pretty much have to have a type chart in front of me at all times while playing. All in all, the battling in TemTem is fun, challenging, and rewarding. As for the content, TemTem does have a main storyline, which will take you through all 6 floating islands in the airborne archipelago. The story starts off as your basic, pick a starting creature, fight your rival, and then, oh no, there's a team of bad guys causing trouble kind of story. But throughout the game, it takes a lot of twists and turns, and has definitely caught me by surprise more than once. Overall, the story is funny, intriguing, and charming, and I've had a blast playing through it. There are also a ton of fun and occasionally hilarious side quests you can do along the way. There's a decent amount of story content in the game, and I think most players will take somewhere around 90 to 100 hours to complete it, depending on how much you get sidetracked or stop to train up a new Tem. And as for the islands you'll be playing through, can I just take a moment to talk about how beautiful this game is? The maps are pure eye candy, and they're designed in such clever ways, with multiple obstacles that can be overcome by unlocking the right tool. Such obstacles include water, ice-like crystal areas, gaps much too far to jump across, and rock walls. Each of these has a certain tool that can be used to traverse them. And once you finally unlock it and the map fully opens up to you, it is such a great feeling. Now, after clearing the main quests, there isn't a ton of PvE content to do for endgame, but there are a few things you can work on, such as catching and breeding TemTems. This game has a fairly in-depth breeding system, and taking advantage of it can not only get you the strongest team around, but you can also sell the creatures you make on the auction house. You could also hunt down incredibly rare TemTem called Lumas, which have unique color patterns and emit a bright glow. Then, there's player housing. Player housing is a bit expensive, but once you buy a house, you will have even more content to enjoy as you decorate your perfect in-game getaway. Now, maybe some people don't know this about me, but I'm actually obsessed with player housing in games. It's always been one of my favorite things to do in games like FF14 and ESO, and in my opinion, it takes the game to another level. I understand some people won't care about this, but for me, this is one of the greatest things about the game, and it just makes me love TemTem even more. The housing in TemTem is done sort of like FF14, where there are instance neighborhoods, so you can go and see your neighbors and check out their houses. So far, there's only one location, which is in a tall row on the island of Amnesia. Furniture can be bought in furniture shops around the archipelago. And then there's fashion, which is another aspect of the game, which will cost a lot of pansuns, which is the in-game currency, but can be totally worth it when you show up to battle looking fresh as hell. There are clothing stores in all the major cities where you can buy clothes, hairstyles, dyes, and backpacks, so you can truly look your best. And finally, you could also complete gym challenges every week, where you go back for a rematch against a gym leader you've already defeated. These battles will be much more intense than the first time you fought them, but the rewards will be much greater as well. Outside of the PvE content, there is, of course, a thriving PvP scene in TemTem. You can duel other players, compete in tournaments, or join a club and participate in club dojo battles. The weekly club dojo battles are basically where a club takes over a dojo and can use it as their guild house for a week or their clubhouse, and then the following week, they'll have to defend it or lose it to another club. If a club is strong enough, they can actually hold multiple dojos with no time limit on how long they can hold those dojos. So make sure you get into a strong club if you want to dominate the dojo battles. And now for my overall opinion of the game. As you can probably tell, I really love TemTem. In my opinion, this is the creature catcher we've all been waiting for. It is an absolutely beautiful game, and it is very well made. I've been playing on and off for about 2 years now, and I don't remember ever seeing a single bug or glitch. This is a very talented dev team, and I've always been impressed with their work in this game. Combat tends to be challenging, fun, and rewarding, and the game is perfect to play through with a friend or club member. There's a ton of content already, including the main story, side quests, gym challenges, taming, breeding, fashion, player housing, PvP, and club battles. At the end of the day, I love this game, and if you like creature catching games, then I'm sure you will too. That's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video or you like this kind of content, then please don't forget to like and subscribe. It'll really help me out, and I hope to see you around. Thank you.